Back in November, I announced my game studio, Bad Ideas Productions, along with 3 of the 4 games that we've been working on. The Salesman, which released shortly after the announcement, Mushroom Kid's Big Grass Sword, which should be coming out later this year, and Limp Knight, which we've had scheduled for a vague date of spring 2026. Well, it's summer 2026, so where is Limp Knight? Before we get to that, I want to give a little context. So the main studio of Bad Ideas Productions is pretty much just 2 people, myself and my producer, Mary. We have a lot of other people helping with every project. Like for instance, James did a lot of the development work on The Salesman, but the through line for all of our projects is Mary and I. And we bit off a lot more than we could chew. I'm a content creator first. I work hard every day focusing on my videos because that's what funds the studio. So my time for the actual development side of things is pretty limited. I don't know how to program, so my roles are more narrative, music, acting, and general directing, while Mary takes on the rest. She's the one that puts the stuff together, she's the one doing the back end, and she's the only reason The Salesman launched in a playable state. But she's on every project. She was on The Salesman, Limp Knight, Mushroom Kid, and our other projects, along with being in her master's year of college while also dealing with some crazy personal lore that we're not gonna get into. She literally developed like a debilitating stress condition that makes it so she can't work because of all the things that she's working on. So after she graduated, I forced her to take a company mandated break for a month. She didn't want to, but her health is very important to making sure this studio runs. All the while, development has been progressing for our games, albeit slowly. Our attention was too divided, and progress hasn't been what we want it to be. So over this past month, Mary and I have looked at the projects we're working on, we reevaluated them, and we had to make some tough decisions. Which brings us to the subject of the video. Limp Knight has been in what the industry refers to as development hell. I'm gonna play some footage of the current build of the game right now as I talk. Hopefully you'll see what I mean. There has been progress. The game has been in development. We've been getting stuff done, but not nearly enough to make any meaningful deadlines. I've wanted to make some updates for it, but I really just haven't been happy with how the game looks. The team is full of people with full-time jobs and college, so while the work that gets done on the game is good, there's just not much work getting done. This isn't like a full-time project for anyone, so it's been really slow. There's a lot of things that I really don't like about the game right now. We've gone through multiple different shaders, different visual styles, and really the game just lacks cohesion. I think the core gameplay and the story is great. The story is completely written, but the actual implementation of it lacks a certain level of polish that's really far from a releasable state. The game was planned to be a short, quick, funny experience for $5, but it's been overscoped to hell and back. If we were to justify further development, we'd have to raise the price of the game, which then raises expectations and puts us in an infinite loop of reworking stuff to make sure that the game is as quality as people expect. So after a very hard conversation, we've decided to shelve the game for the time being. The game isn't canceled, but it's definitely not coming out in spring 2026. It's not coming out in 2026 in general, and if it does come out, it'll probably look a lot different than it does now. The team overall is pretty burnt out on the project as a whole, so we're unfortunately stepping back from development to focus on other projects. Put the Miyamoto quote about a rushed game or whatever up here. I'm pretty sure he never actually said that. Anyway, I know this is definitely disappointing to a lot of you guys. The support you've shown Limp Knight has been incredible. We've gotten great fan art. There's a fan song. Some of you have bought merch. I mean, I've bought merch. I have this guy forever just a reminder hanging in my bedroom, but I know this isn't the news you wanted to hear, and on behalf of the team, I want to apologize. This is just the nature of the industry. A lot of games end up in evil development cycles, and I don't want to string you guys along, because what happens with games like this is they get delayed a year, and then they get delayed again, and everybody wants them to come out, and they never do. So we've decided instead, we're going to step back from it and work on some other stuff so we can revisit it hopefully later in the future. And despite all this, Limp Knight taught us a lot of valuable lessons. I've learned a lot about production and realized that, yeah, this stuff just takes time. There's a reason that some games get canceled or reworked, and that's natural. I'd rather put this game aside to make something else that you guys are going to enjoy, and as sad as it is to see, it's better than being yandere dev. And again, the game isn't canceled. This isn't the end for Limp Knight. I love the character and the concept. I love the story, but we're putting it on hiatus for the time being. Now, I don't want this video to be a bummer, so I have some good news too. Mushroom Kid is pretty close to being finished. We still plan to release it later this year. I'm really excited for that. We also released a joke game on April Fools for those who haven't seen it. Most of you didn't, because that's the point. I mean, what game? We'd never release a game on April Fools. We would never do that. Our 4th game that we teased is still in the works as well. Little on that, it's a visual novel that I've been working on in my very limited free time. I think it's really funny. Every time I read it again, I make myself laugh, so that's a good sign. I hope to have it done by the end of the year, but we'll see. I'd like to have a trailer and demo by this fall. No promises, but that's still being worked on. With Mary's break over, we're focusing on finishing up those other 2 projects, but we're also going to be prototyping some new stuff. We have a couple ideas we really want to make, so we're going to be taking the next month or so to see how feasible they'd be to take on as our next main project. Again, we bit off way more than we could chew, so once Mushroom Kid and the other game are done, we're going to be working on one game at a time. Though, we do have several games that we're interested in publishing. Nothing to announce right now, but we have multiple other projects that we're a little less involved in that I think you guys will really like. Also, we're about to start work on the Game Jam collection. Back in March, we held our first Game Jam, and you guys made 500 games. We played through 95 of the top 100 games live on stream. We'll be streaming the last 5 games tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. EST, but once we finish playing and ranking the games, we'll be releasing a free collection of the top 50 games to Steam. It'll probably take a few months, so if you can't wait, you can play them all on itch.io right now. They're linked in the description. They are genuinely really cool. Some Salesman news. We added achievements to the Salesman. They've been on Steam, but we haven't uploaded the build that makes them actually work yet because Mary's been on break and Steamworks is evil. I saw some comments about that. They are implemented. We just need to push the build. So the version that's live on Steam right now doesn't let you get the achievements, but we have the achievements done. We just need to upload it. I'll let you know when that happens. We also have a Mac port done, but we need to get a Mac computer to upload it because Apple is evil. So that's something that we have done. We just have to wait until we have access to a Mac computer. We're also trying to get the Salesman on console. There's no promises right now, but we have found a way to do it that shouldn't be too terrible dev-wise. I'm also working on a huge devlog video for the entire Salesman project with a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. I'm really proud of it so far, so stay tuned for that. And finally, we just launched our Bad Ideas Productions YouTube channel. This is where I'm going to put trailers, soundtracks, less YouTube-edited devlog updates, that sort of thing. Right now, every ad from the Salesman is there along with the soundtrack. I'm going to be uploading the Limp Knight soundtrack as well, so if you're interested in any of that, it's linked below. We also have a Discord that's linked there as well if you want more updates on our games, or if you just want to talk to anyone in the community, including the devs from the Game Jam. For some reason, everyone on the server is obsessed with Fred from Fred Ships Himself, a really cool game from the Game Jam, but it's a fun time there. Thank you guys so much again for your support for the studio. It really sucks having to shelf a project that we've worked so hard on, but I think this is the right call. And again, not the end for Limp Knight, but we're going to be working on other projects for the time being. Thank you guys so much for your patience. It really sucks having to do this, but that's just how it be. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time on YouTube!